It's an exciting time. I think everybody's always excited this time of year. You got a new start, you got new players, you're trying to develop that team chemistry. Everybody has high expectations, and you know what? It's football in the air. You know, I think we've had another very, very strong recruiting class, and I think that when we look at it, I think the 3 full recruiting classes that we've had have all been really outstanding classes, and I think that they give us depth in the program now, and obviously, you know, the class that you bring in is still different because there's some of those guys that can help you right away, but yet the real central focus of your football program is going to be in the returning players and the guys that have been there that understand what are going on and that really have a great grasp of the offense, the defense, and special teams. Well, first of all, I graduated from Chadron State. I didn't play for Coach O'Boyle, and I was at Kearney, so we were rivals. My son coached with him and stuff, but you know what? Those guys were great coaches, and so I've been blessed in my life to really be associated with some great coaches in all the places I've been. And I think you learn things everywhere you are. You look at things, and you have to learn to try to deal with the talent and the tools and really the resources that you have. And I think as we take a look at what's all happened over at Grand Junction, I think it's a great place. Colorado Mesa is really number one. It's a great university. We have phenomenal facilities. We've got great academic programs. We have tremendous leadership at the top from the president with President Foster. Bringing in Tom Spicer a couple years ago as athletic director, phenomenal. He has a great vision. He has high expectations, and he is a gentleman that looks for solutions, and that's what he expects the coaches to have, passing that on down. The same thing, they have a great understanding that it's not just winning on the field, it's also learning to win in the classroom. These guys have really done a very good job in the classroom to raise the expectations as far as what they're going to do academically, what their careers are going to be, and I think that all of those things tie together, that as you're trying to build a program, you want a solid foundation, and that foundation starts with the people that are in there, and we're very blessed, we're very fortunate with the players we've been able to recruit, and I think the guys that we have as far as leaders that have stayed in this program, you know, Nick alluded to it a little bit, you know, that first year, it was a wide awakening for those guys. The expectation, what it takes to win, there were guys falling by the wayside, and literally, I mean, there were guys falling down on the practice field, and they were off on the side, and they didn't show up the next day. And you know, it's not easy. If you want to be successful, there's going to be challenges, there's going to be obstacles in life, and you know, those obstacles are put there to find out how bad you really want something. These guys have overcome a lot of obstacles, and I think they're ready for a phenomenal football season.
2015 season.
Well, number one, I think we've got some outstanding players. And I think number two is a standpoint that now, last year there was a change when we brought Coach Patton in as a defense coordinator, just a different system, different philosophy, and yet he's got multiple ways to take care of things and say that, you know what, we can defend things in multiple ways. And I think the biggest thing is our players now have a much better understanding of the whys we're doing what we're doing. And we've got guys that have that talent and ability. There's going to be times you're going to see us match up and we're going to just play people, we're going to play a man. And there's going to be times we're going to basically be playing zone almost every down. And then those are going to be games that we're going to be mixing in those pressures where we're playing man pressures, zone pressures. We're going to be having line movement. But all of that comes because the players really understand what we're doing. They're understanding how we're trying to do the things, but also more importantly, they understand why we're doing what we're doing. And like I said, we've got some young men that have really stepped up to that challenge. And I think that our athletic talent is definitely improved in the time that I'm there. And so I think defensively, we have a chance to be very, very good. Well, I think offensively, it's very similar. Number one, we have to stop beating ourselves. You can go back over the last couple of years, and whether it be penalties, whether it be turnovers, just some bad decisions on things, you have to give yourself a chance to win. And I think several things are key in that. Number one, it starts up front. You got to have great linemen up front. If you can run the football, it definitely helps set up the opportunity for play action pass and for the passing game. But also even in the passing game, you've got to be able to protect the quarterback. Last year on some of the situations, you know, it's a standpoint that I think our guys really did a pretty phenomenal job, but sometimes we didn't have them in the right protection, and that goes back into the quarterback, the trigger man. Our trigger man, we have had inconsistencies there as far as their operation, and I think this spring we had the most consistent performance that we've had out of the quarterbacks. And when we get the offensive line directed right, trust me, I think it makes us one heck of a lot better football team. And I think we've got quarterbacks now in Eric Kaiser that he can make every throw that we want to make. He understands our run checks. It's going to be tremendously exciting having Sean Rubalcaba come in. Sean was he was a spread option quarterback in high school, phenomenal. Won the Gold Helmet Award, the outstanding high school player in Colorado his senior year. started up at Northern Colorado. I think for him it's going to be the transition, how rapidly he can pick things up. But we've got some guys up front that can handle the things when we give them the opportunity to do that. And I think we finally got some trigger men that really can help us be in that situation. I think that expectation is fully understood. And I think these 4 guys that have stayed, I can go back to it. There were 120 some guys. There's 4 of those guys that have stayed, and I think they've stayed because they understand the work. They understand what our expectations are. It's not easy, and it's in the classroom, it's in the community, it's on the football field, but also every other player then that has come into the program. They have had the chance to visit with the coaches prior to making that decision to come. They knew what the expectations were coming in. These 4 guys have set the example for all of them that anything less than that is not going to be accepted. And we've had some great players that have come into the program in those 4 years that are no longer with us either, because they may have had some great talent, but they didn't meet all the other expectations in the classroom or also as far as in the community, the things we expect. And, they found out they didn't fit in. And so I think these guys here have done an absolute phenomenal job of taking the things that as coaches we've addressed were going to be important, and they have taken them and they have ran with it. And like I said, I think this is going to be a great year for Colorado Mesa football.